What's happening? So today is day 9, and if you're in the group, you saw that I posted is actually up, I think, a half pound, which was a little confusing because I thought I was on track. So some of the things I'm looking at is I'm basing a lot of what I do off of what I did before. Well, that was several years ago. Some things have changed. I drink coffee now in the morning. I started taking creatine uh, after my workouts, so not sure what's going on, if my body's just adjusting to the decrease in calories because I was consuming a lot of calories. That's why I put on 20 pounds, right? Uh, so of course, I flipped the switch, I decreased the calories, and I increased my exercise. So my body might be saying, what's going on? So we'll see. Again, the scale is just a tool. You use it, you don't get emotionally attached to it. You say, "All right, let's just keep going." If you're honestly and totally aware that what you're doing, if you set some guidelines for yourself, like a maximum amount of calories, and you're getting your protein, and you're getting 30 minutes or 45 minutes worth of exercise. What I have noticed over the years, and I think this is part of it, is usually when I increase my exercise, that increases my metabolism and pushes me over the top. But so today, if you saw my post, which I need to share it to the group, uh, I I've been wanting to for a couple of years now. I had an idea of trying to run a triathlon. Now, back when I was with Visalis, we have 90-day challenges, and we'd set a goal for 90 days. And part of that was setting a goal to do something new, do something different, even if it wasn't physical. Like one 90-day challenge, I learned Nietzschean Buddhism, or studied it. One of them was to do a mud run. Well, I tried to keep that going because that's kind of helps keeps the fire burning with exercise. If you have a goal, like if you're going to go, if you like to ride bikes, maybe you go on a trip somewhere to ride bikes, trails in different parts of the state or wherever. So I wanted to try and do a triathlon. uh, so I started last Sunday. I did a triathlon. Consists of a swim, a bike ride, and a run. The shortest one that I know of is called a sprint. It's approximately a half a mile swim, 10 to 12 mile bike ride, and a 5K run. I think the Olympic is the next one up, and I believe it's double. It's a mile swim, 24-mile bike ride, and a 6-mile run. I don't have to, go do one officially. Um, so, like I said, last weekend I did the bike ride and the run. I did the swim today, and I honestly, all I was going to do was the swim. It was more difficult than I thought. It was in the ocean. For those of you that don't know, I live in Florida. And I don't know if, I think typically you swim out to a buoy and then come back. I don't know if that's easier than swimming across because I swam down the beach. I walked off. I started at a pier so I would know where to stop. And I walked off a half a mile and started there and swam down. And I know my swimming technique's not the greatest. But whether I did breaststroke or whether I was on my back, the waves weren't that strong, but they kept slapping me in the face, and it was it wasn't it didn't seem that challenging physically. I mean, obviously it was, but it was just the frustration with not being able to breathe. With the water hitting you in your mouth, because if I see why they do the swim first, because if you're tired after you're done, Yeah, you're gonna end up drowning. Uh, the two things that I really wanted to hit on today was I got a phone call today, and it was very inspiring. You know who you are. It made me realize, though, like myself, many of you, we've all done it. I believe most of us. It's like standing on the edge of the diving board. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You know, you keep saying you're gonna go. You keep saying you're gonna go. I'm gonna do it. I don't. Again, for me, the biggest motivator is to see someone else doing it and being successful. One of the motivators for me is when I see somebody go on a diet or a weight loss program or whatever, I'm like, man, I'm going to be pissed if in 2 months from now I see them and they've lost weight and I'm still the same weight. Use whatever you have to motivate yourself. The I feel like the best thing I can do is share my story and just do it. Uh, you know, you can go on YouTube and just search motivation for exercise, motivation, and all different kinds of stuff. You're going to hear all different kinds of stuff, and something might resonate and it might click. One of the other things that helps me is time is running out. Time does run out on this earthly plane. One of the things that helped me lose my weight the first time was I did not want to be on my dying bed and have the regret of not getting in shape. I didn't want that to be one of my regrets of not accomplishing because I kind of thought, well, if I'm on my dying bed, if I'm not in shape, that might be part of the reason. The accountability is one of the things that helps me keep going. But for those of you that are standing on the edge and saying, I'm going to jump in, I'm going to jump in. Find something that you like. Find something small. And here's the other thing that might help that I wanted to point on today because like I said, I did not. I See. I had to rethink this. I said I didn't have the intention. I did have an intention of doing it all, but I really wasn't feeling it. Besides, the heat took it out of me. The sand. I've got sensitive feet. I walked up and down the beach twice. Over a mile. So honestly, the most pain I had today was the bottom of my feet. When I got done and I was on my way home. I was talking to my mom, and I was like, "Yeah, I was gonna go for the bike ride, but I said I don't want to push it. I don't. I was tired. I sat down on the couch. I had a shake to refuel, and I said, let me just take a 20-minute nap. Um, you have to listen to your body. So I got up and I said, you know what? Fuck it. I've got the swim out of the way because I'm honestly I don't know if I'll ever do the swim again. That gave me a different perspective. I'm gonna try uh, and do the whole thing because my next goal would be to be able to do the Olympic version because that's obviously a stretch. Uh, I just wanted to be able to say I did it. I'm like, all right, I did the swim today. So I said, let me load up my road bike in the truck, go down to the park. I'll do uh, because when I googled the first time, the Sprint said it was 12 miles for a bike ride, but they're having one in Fort DeSoto at the end of the month, and theirs is a 10-mile bike ride. So I said, okay, 2 miles on the bike, what's the big deal? But so I did 10 miles on the bike. I said, we'll see how I feel after that. And I was feeling great. I was feeling fine. No fatigue. Um, I really wasn't that out of breath. I had my heart rate monitor on and I didn't want to go. I was staying up around 160, which is over my target heart rate. And I didn't want to go too high because I didn't want to, uh, I don't know, what do they call it? Anabolic. I didn't want to lose the effect of losing weight, because once your heart rate gets up too high, you start burning muscle instead of fat or something. I don't know. All I know is getting too high on your heart rate is not good. So I tried to keep it down. Uh, so I wasn't worried about the time. I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to accomplish it all in a day. So my point is, you have to listen to your body. And my body was saying, let's go do it. I tried to take the ego out of it. I didn't want to push just because I wanted to get it done for the day. I was I was trying to listen to my body, and it said it's okay. Go ahead. Obviously, if you look at the times, they're not spectacular. And of course, riding a bike at the park, I have to stop and go around kids and stuff. But so a lot of it's mental. And I want to ask you, when and this is a trick about becoming aware. This is something I had to learn to do when I was working on my thoughts on money, health, relationships. When To be truly self aware, when you think about doing exercise, what's the first thought that comes into your head? Now, you need to be able to take that and analyze it. Because for me, it was pain. I'm like, man, if I go work out too hard, I've told y'all before, I've had it all. It's messed up Achilles tendon, plantar fasciitis, whatever. And that's always the initial thought, that if if I go push too hard, I'm going to be in pain, and then I'm going to have to work through it. And which there's truth to that, but you can avoid that. But if that's your initial thought, that's what's keeping you. That's your subconscious. And anytime you think about it, exercise, that's what's in your subconscious, and that's what's keeping you from doing it. Because the example that I use is my knee. When I was in boot camp, I had to take Motrin, pop Motrin, to get through some of the exercises because my knee just. And when I run, it was hard. I hated running. I'm going to tell you, my dad tells me the story. I don't remember it, but apparently in the fifth grade, I refused to run because we ran for PE. We went in 4-week periods. So the first week you had a quarter mile, and then after the 4-week period, well, the end test was running a mile, and apparently I refused to run. So he made me run with him, and he was in the military. We were in El Paso, Texas, running out in the desert. He would make me go running with him, and I never. I ran good when I was in the Army. I ran good times. I hated it. It was just like I just pushed until I'm like, okay, it's just 2 miles. Let's just get it done. And it's not my most favorite thing to do, but I know it's good for me. Anyway, my point is, when I thought about running, you always hear people say, "Oh, my knees, it's bad on your knees. It tears you up. It blah 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 blah." And I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, there's people that run these friggin' marathons, 26 miles, not to mention Ironmans, where they do all the other stuff as well as running. And I'm like, you run in basketball, you run in baseball, you run in all these sports that people are running, but yet I see people with blown out knees that don't play sports. I'm like, something doesn't compute here. So I got the mindset that if I have the right equipment, which shoes, let me tell you before I forget, I keep thinking about it. If you're going to start running, I don't care if you run or not, take care of your feet, especially if you're going to run. Uh, you will get some terrible corns and calluses and ingrown toenails. Keep your toenails trimmed. Keep them filed down. Get shoes that fit. And oh my God, what a difference it makes. I had to learn that the hard way. Uh, and I know it made a huge difference today. I mean, I could just tell just how soft the shoes were. I got some shoes that are running shoes. They're not cross trainers. They're not anything else. And I just recently did a pedicure on myself. So take care of your feet. Obviously, if you're overweight, now I'm 40 pounds overweight and I ran a 5K today. So if you're overweight, yes, that's extra weight. So you might want to wait till you start slimming down some. Uh, Maybe Google some videos or YouTube some videos on how to run. Maybe your stride's not right. Uh, but running should not cause you pain. We were designed to run. I've said it before. We used to chase our food. We have used that to walk miles and miles and miles. We used to run from prey, and do it barefooted. So that shouldn't be an excuse. So I don't have knee problems anymore because I told myself to stop doing that. Now I'm not saying that you can fix everything with your mind because you might have an issue, but that's part of being aware. You have to start being aware of your body. You have to start listening to your body and understand, is this something that's going to cause me problems, or is this just a little twitch, or is this just something out of alignment? Because I'm telling you, if your body's not, and it usually starts with the hamstrings. If your hamstrings are tight, it'll pull on your back. A lot of times back problems comes from the hamstrings, and the hamstrings will pull on the calves, and the calves pull on the tendons in the back of your foot, and that causes problems with your Achilles tendon, and that causes plantar fasciitis. That's one of the exercises to do, is to stretch your calves. And for some reason, I have some huge calves, and they get tight as hell when I do exercises. So I have to take extra time and really focus on stretching those. So there may be an issue, but you'll figure it out. If the pain is in one spot, it's not always that's where the problem is. It might be somewhere else because the ankle bone's connected to the calf bone and blah blah blah. Everything's connected. Do some research, Google it, say what causes pains for this? What's a way to fix this? That's what I had to do. And it's going to make a difference in your life long term. It's not something you got to do every day all the time. I'm being a little obsessive about it right now because I don't have any work and I want to get in shape. So yeah, the mind. Ask yourself, whenever you think about exercising, because you're doing it. If you're watching this video, you do it just like me. You probably think about exercising several times a day. It pops into your head. What's stopping you? What's your initial thought? What's your initial feeling about exercise? Now it's not going to be all out and like man, I should exercise. And there's going to be this little voice in the back. Oh man, fuck that. Your knees are blown out. You can do it tomorrow. Whenever you exercise, this or that. It's going to be a quiet little voice. You're going to have to reach down and pull it out and analyze it and look at it and say, is this accurate? No, I've got to change that. Look up NLP, neuro-linguistic pathways. There's ways. That's how you change your habits and stuff. There's a way to change your thinking. There's a way to change how you look at things. That's my tagline. Be aware, control your thoughts, feelings, and actions. So be aware of those thoughts. Be aware of those thoughts that are way down and figure out how to control them. Make them yours. Do it on purpose. And jump off the diving board. Go do it. Do something. Plan something. The new plan's up. Go get the plan. Thefundamentalddiet.com. It's in the group. Start writing it out. You can, if you screw it up, you just go print another one. Somebody has asked me once before, why not make an app? There's something about having paper and pencil. Write that shit down. Put it right by your scale, and every day when you weigh, write it down. That's what you have to do, in my opinion. If you're stuck, and you know what, I'm not gonna make it. That's what you have to do. If you're here listening to this, some other shit hasn't worked for you. starts up here and then it goes down in the mind and the breathing. I'm telling you, the breathing has made such a huge difference. My Practicing my breathing. Wow, I went 20 minutes today. I'm tired. I'm about to go get in a hot tub. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't. And another thing I'll share with you. I could save this for tomorrow, but sleep. Uh, as we know, I always talk about sleep. Sleep is important. What I've learned, not 100%, but this is what I'm going with for now. I'm testing this theory, and because I've heard it from several sources, that when you sleep, you go in a sleep cycle of an hour and a half. And they say if you take a nap, do it for an hour and a half because you go down from REM into delta and beta and theta, and then you come back up. If what I've started doing, and it's kind of hard to tell when you fall asleep, if you're one of those that's me, when I'm in the pillow, 10 minutes, I'm out. So if I look at the clock and it's, 11 o'clock, I know I've fallen asleep pretty quick. So I'm saying an hour and a half, 90 minutes. I'm saying that's probably a little flexible. So if you think about it, when you're in a deep sleep, you're not dreaming. So, and usually I don't think you fall. I don't think you dream when you're falling asleep, depending on how tired you are. But it's when you start coming out, when you're in the rapid eye movement, and that's where you have your dreams. You have your dreams right before you wake up. It's happened to us before. You hear the phone ring, and you have a dream about the phone ringing or something, or using the bathroom. So if you look at what time you go to bed, let's say 11 o'clock, because that's typically I try to get 6 hours of sleep because that's 4 sleep cycles. And I noticed that 11 o'clock, so one sleep cycle will be 12:30. I I get up around midnight sometimes. 12:30. The 12:30, 1, 2 would be the next sleep cycle. 3:30 would be the next sleep cycle. There's this mysterious thing that says spirits come visit you at 3:30 in the morning. Well, if how many people typically go to bed at 11? Do I have that right? 11, 12:30, 1, 2, and then 3:30. That'd be 3 sleep cycles. So you're coming out of a sleep cycle. So that's kind of my explanation for that. And then I would usually get up at 5, so 3:30, 4, then 5. That's 4 sleep cycles. I like getting up at 5. I'm not that much of a morning person. I can sleep till noon with the best of them, but there's something about the quietness and the stillness of the morning that I enjoy. So if I adjust my sleep, I try to go to bed earlier. So tonight I'm going to try to go to bed at 9:30 to get 7.5 hours of sleep, and that would give me 5 sleep cycles. So I can go through 5 full sleep cycles. Uh, if you're having trouble sleeping, try that. Play with that a little bit. See how it works out. I'm trying to find some. I trust but verify. So I trust it, and I'm trying to verify it now to see if that's how it works. Again, there's many other factors in that. So I don't. Uh, and that's why I only took a 20-minute nap today. A lot of times I'll take a nap during the day when only sleeping 6 hours. Getting up at 5, I'll take a nap in the afternoon. 30 minutes an hour. But I didn't want to do that today because I knew I wanted to go to bed early, or 9:30. Um, and plus, I all the exercising I was doing, I knew I'd be worn out. So we'll see tomorrow. Uh, if you've seen the new plan, I've made a spot where you can track your weight at night. Typically, I lose 2 pounds through the night. So whatever I weigh myself at night, I weigh 2 pounds less in the morning. So I know if that, because since that's kind of standard for me, if I change something, if I lose more weight or less weight, then I can look and see if, is it because I'm eating later, working out later? I know that's affected my weight loss, working out too late. They say that working out in the morning is the best time to do it. Um, how long I sleep. Uh, I told my buddy about that once, and he saw the effects, and he would go to bed and sleep longer, so he would lose more weight. So when he woke up, he would weigh himself. Because I'll weigh myself first thing in the morning, and then before eating anything or doing anything, an hour later, for some reason it's all right. I'll go back and weigh because I was just playing with it. Like I said, I don't live by the scale. I'm not emotionally attached to it. I was just curious. You go to the bathroom and you go weigh yourself, see how much it is. You eat, you see how much it is, and it's just a tool. That's all it is. Don't get emotionally attached to it. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see tonight. I don't count my calories. I don't put them down, and I might have to start doing that if I don't start seeing progress like I want. But I'm pretty sure I had a couple eggs this morning. I had a granola bar. I had the shake, and I had a salad. And then with all the freaking exercising I did today, so I should see some results tomorrow. If I don't, I won't be upset, but I should. Um, so anyway, take the dive, take that step, take that leap, jump. Get started, whatever it is. Write it down, make a plan, say, I'm going to do this, no matter how small it is. I'm going to walk for 10 minutes, I'm going to walk for 20 minutes, then I'm going to walk for 30 minutes. By next week, I'm going to do, there's this program. I haven't ever used it or seen it, but it's Couch to 5K. So I guess it's kind of like a program that you do so much each day, and it gives you a guideline. It gives you something to go by. That's what's helpful. If you don't make a plan, you're just going willy-nilly. That's the reason for the fundamental daily plan, is to make a plan for eating and exercising. Follow it to the best of your ability, but make a plan and start doing it. I want to start seeing some results tomorrow. I want to see some interaction. Love you guys. Bye.